Welcome back to News 3 Today. Their goal is to protect and preserve what's left of a once thriving local community. SSU professor Patricia Ann West and Dr. Brenda Ponder are part of a coalition to bring LePageville and its cemetery back into public consciousness. They join me now with more this morning. Thank you so much for being here. And you know, during the break we were talking, and I'm from Savannah.
Yes.
I have never heard of this community. Tell us a little bit about the history of LePageville.
Well, good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
This is a wonderful opportunity for Dr. Ponder and I on behalf of the LePageville board and concerned citizens. So this is a part of the unspoken narrative about Savannah's history. We know so many other things, but for some reason, LePageville has metaphorically and literally been buried.
Yeah.
And we need to change that. We need to make more people aware of this history that goes back actually to the Revolutionary War times. If you want to talk about the history of the grounds itself, there was a Revolutionary War battle there that has never been a part of the Savannah narrative as people do tours and presentations. It has been a plantation site with many different names since the 1800s. And then it became essential to the economy of Savannah when the Atlantic Savannah and Florida Railroad established a community for the workers to make it convenient for them to walk from the grounds to the railroad and to the docks. And so this narrative includes so many characters. The longshoremen, they weren't called longshoremen then, the railroad workers, and these are all African American workers. But it was organized by Robert LePage, who was a manager for the wharf down at Savannah.
Now, in the 1960s, this entire community was leveled.
It was leveled, yes.
After that, the memory of this place started to fade away. Dr. Ponder, your name sounds familiar because I was reading an article involving the Ponders connected to LePageville. Tell us about your connection and why you decided to get involved.
Absolutely. My uncle, his name is George Ponder, and I have another uncle, Jesse Ponder. They discovered that there were development going on that land over there, the LePageville community, where he once lived. And he tried to put a stop to it. As a result, he became the first president of the LePageville Memorial Cemetery organization, as we're a part of. But I discovered years ago, about 15 years ago, that my grandparents that I never knew died in 1939. They lived in that community, the LePageville, Butin Hill, as sometimes it was called. They died, and of course my father was only 12 years old at the time. My grandfather died on my father's birthday, May the 3rd. It was just a whole lot. They lived in that area and they were buried in the LePageville Cemetery. So that's my connection to try to keep their memory alive. Alvin Ponder Sr. was my grandfather's name. Pearl Anthony Ponder was my grandmother's name. They died at a very young age, and I never knew either one of them, of course, and don't know a whole lot about them, but this is my way of trying to stay connected to my roots.
Now we have about 30 seconds. I know there's so much to talk about, but there's only one thing, one physical thing left, and that's the archway of the cemetery that people can see, but you're trying to get people involved.
Yes.
Tell us about the event that's coming up.
We want people involved. We want them to come out on May 18th. We're having another event that's going to help push this story forward. We're going to say their names. So we're having a walk around LePageville from 10 to 12, Saturday, May 18th. And we invite people to come out. And those who come out, we're going to give you a list of names. You're going to help to restore this memory of over 500 souls that are buried there. And we think that there might be more. And we're soliciting help from the community. We need volunteers to help us keep the grounds. We need tree arborists, a number of professionals, and on May 15th, we're having a listening session to get people around the table.
Okay.
Those who were involved in taking it down, we think they should be involved in bringing it back up.
And we'll have information on our website at wsav.com. Thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us. We could have talked all day about
All
this.
day long.
Professor West, Dr. Ponder, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.